guys, welcome back to the Way of Truth Tarot. My name is Mandy, for those of you who are just joining, and for those of you who are returning, thank you for returning. So, we're doing a part 2 on the alleged Houston serial killer. I mean, I say alleged because the police are saying that there's no evidence of a serial killer. And I don't believe that it's just one person. I don't believe that all of these people that they pulled from the bayou are, all related to the same perpetrator. I do think it's multiple things. From misadventure to gang activity to possibly a serial killer. So, I am going to use the investigation layout from the Missing Variables deck created by the Reckoning Code. To see if we can get some more information on this. Everything said in this video is alleged, in my opinion, based on the energy and the card meanings, not facts. When I talk about a fact from the case, I will disclose that it is a fact from the case. So, without further ado, let's get started. So the first question, we're going to be using the Missing Variables deck. What is the core issue, hidden truth, or central enigma that needs to be unraveled? The core issue, hidden truth, or central enigma that needs to be unraveled. The Joker. Now we're going to use the die to see which passage on the card applies to this. Six. Scandals are events that unravel societal norms or expectations. Well, societal norms. Scandals are events that unravel societal norms or expectations. I'm going to pull a tarot for this. Scandals are events that unravel societal norms or expectations. Give me a tarot card that can help us gain a bit more specificity with this. The suit, the King of Pentacles. Hang on a sec. Okay, sorry about that. So we got, before I had to pause there, we got the King of Pentacles. The man who has everything. Societal norms. This is making me feel, and with the King of Pentacles, this is like giving me vibes of a person in society that helps a lot of people, that, has money, but acts very generous with it. And the scandal or event that would unravel all of that would be if this person uses his money and generosity to prey on people, gaining their trust. I'm getting Gacy vibes. Like, how John Wayne Gacy was like pillar of the community, hard worker, family man, even though he absolutely was not a family man. He used all of that to fool people. And then they ended up pulling 17 bodies, or I think even more, out of his basement. So that's just the vibe. I'm not saying this guy's like exactly like Gacy, but that type of energy is how I feel is related to this. The motive. We're going to be using the Whispers of the Unsolved for this, which I realize after the reading was done in part 1, I completely forgot that I didn't use it. But we're using it here. Okay. What drives the people or forces involved? That's the first question. This is a two-parter. So what drives the people or forces involved? Now, like I said in the first reading and at the beginning of this one, I think it's more than one person. What drives the people or forces involved? Okay. So I'm not going to use all of these cards that fell out. I'm going to use this one, evidence, hidden network, friend in reverse, fake death, new life in reverse. So be the opposite of that. And male. What's very interesting is I got drama and acting in reverse. And this is what I just said about this person being able to have a certain type of persona through the community, but being completely the opposite inside. That is telling me something. And maybe I will use all of these cards because we've got parental figure in reverse. This is leading to the idea of somebody who is supposed to take care of people, but not in reality. Pattern repetition. Pretty self-explanatory. The devil. And death. Okay. What drives the people, forces involved? To keep their hidden network hidden. No witnesses. To destroy the evidence. When you submerge submerge a body in water in the type of climate that Houston experiences, you're not going to get a lot of useful evidence by the time they're found. This card immediately brought something to mind. I forget what I was watching. It was a while ago. But it was a drug cartel that practiced Santa Maria, I think it's called. And it's a type of magic. And they were essentially contacting demons to help them not get caught in their crimes. And that would make sense about the hidden network. This would be the organized crime, the gang stuff that I touched on earlier. Male, linking me to the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles could also be part of the hidden network. In the past, there have been influential people involved in cartel activity behind the scenes. I'm not putting that theory to bed. Fake death, new life in reverse is like, I immediately am feeling like this speaks on, people that would have a reason to kind of start over with a new identity. People that may be mixed up in this hidden network, pisses the wrong person off in that network, and then goes missing. And they could easily say, oh, he's on the run. He's created a new identity. He's gone. But that was never the case. Why this card is actually in reverse. Friend in reverse, again, points to befriending somebody to trick them. And that's very similar to this card, parental figure in reverse. All right. And death meaning, oh, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? All right. Pattern repetition, again, very self-explanatory. So, I feel like pulling a couple tarot for this. Just want to put these back. I've got two piles of cards, so I'll put this back in the other one. Alrighty. I'm going to put this one back in too. Okay. So again, what drives the people or forces involved? Justice. So on this card, it says she carries a sword and scales, but she doesn't want to kill you, just give you what you deserve. So this is speaking to justification to some of these people that are responsible for some of the bodies. And this is, again, giving me vibes of organized crime, cartel type energy. Like, you don't play by the rules, you don't play by our rules, you get what's coming to you, kind of thing, right? Show me the motivation to the other people that are responsible for some of these bodies. The Three of Swords. Heartache, pain and sorrow, grief and anguish. This is speaking to the people that have, fallen in, intoxicated, or something, the misadventure, the death by misadventure. These people are hurting badly, and because of that, they're not living the safest of lifestyles. So, maybe not wanting to kill themselves, but, numbing themselves with drugs and alcohol, and then that ultimately leading to their demise. Okay, show me the motive for the third category, please. The Four of Wands in reverse. And the Ace of Wands. So and they're in reverse. So the Ace of Wands upright would be passion, an idea that you want to act on. But in reverse, this is the lack of that. The Four of Wands in reverse is being like not having a home. Or if you do have a home, you're not connected with the people that live inside that home. There's a lot of conflict, discord, all that kind of stuff. this is giving me, people that are homeless, that did not have a good upbringing, which makes sense with that parental figure card in reverse. Again, I think this is connected to the same group that the Three of Swords was representing. Or I'm just feeling that, like, this could be the breaking point of somebody wanting to be a serial offender. Because a lot of times when stuff in their life does not go properly, they start to lose control. That can often trigger them acting out in very murderous ways. So, show me a card I want to... Is this connected to the Three of Swords? No. We have the Seven of Wands, which is like, in this case, okay, imagine a glass dome, okay? Which is this person's brain. Inside of that glass dome are their demons. And they're protected by the glass dome. The outside of the dome would be their personality and themselves, like everything that makes them them. But when their circle of support starts to crumble, when they no longer have a home or no longer have a safe home, every stressor creates a fracture in that glass dome. And when it reaches a certain point, it breaks completely. And then those demons that were encased in that glass dome infiltrate the rest of the person. Again, I'm not saying this guy was possessed. I'm just using this as a metaphor. And so the monster that's trapped inside gets unleashed because of these two things, and possibly more. So this would be painting the picture of a potential serial offender. Murderer, in fact. Let's pull some missing variables. Or, sorry, Whispers of the Unsolved. And see if we can get some more information here. Warning. Below ground level. This is making me feel like that this person is also operating in kind of a hidden network, but not with anybody else. self-sabotage. Ego in reverse. So this isn't because this person hates themselves or their life. They want to take as many people with them as possible. They're hurting. And so I feel like by them hurting other people, they're either wanting to feel better or they're going to do it as much as possible until they get caught. I know it doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but to a sick person's brain, I mean, we shouldn't expect it to make sense to us, right? And then we have they got it wrong. And I think that's directly speaking to the cops saying that there is no serial killer. We have no evidence of a serial killer. Now, some of these bodies were so badly decomposed, they weren't really able to tell, you know, if there was any signs of foul play. Okay. I'll keep these up. I'll put these back so I can work with a full deck. And then we're going on to the second part of the question, because that was a two-parter. What hidden desires, emotions, or agendas fuel their action? What hidden desires, emotions, or agendas fuel their actions? Okay, I'll do the second. What hidden desires, emotions, or agendas fuel their actions? Interesting. I got this card again. So the loss of stability, community, family. What hidden desires, emotions, or agendas fuel their actions? Whoa. Party celebration. Science experiment. Those don't count. Okay. Murder for hire. This is specifically for, I believe, the cartel organized crime element. These two, I believe, are related to the SK. Organized crime. Money. And we just had murder for hire. Holy shit. Look at that. I can't even make this shit up. Okay. Okay. Plot twist. I think what the plot twist is that there's more than one evil thing going on here. Fueled by this. Okay. Just gonna... Okay, next one. The evidence. What known clues exist and what crucial details might be overlooked or intentionally hidden. The rookie sleuth. Fresh perspective in a tangled web. What passage applies to? The investigator in training. A newcomer to the world of crime and intrigue, learning the ropes. Okay. I wonder if that will be the person to, I don't know, solve this? Okay. What known clues exist and what crucial details might be overlooked or hidden. Organized crime. Secluded area, but it was in reverse. And what's interesting in this picture is a body of water. Actually, so what crucial details might be overlooked? Okay. So what known clues exist? Dead bodies. All in the same area. And evidence in reverse. The evidence in reverse is making me think that there was not much left on those corpses. Okay, what details might be overlooked or intentionally hidden? Blackmail paid off in reverse. Beach, abroad, and vacation in reverse. Okay. Get some tarot on these two. Give me some more insight as to what blackmail paid off and vacation beach abroad are trying to say. The Tower. Tower is a revelation, an epiphany. Now, did some of the victims frequent, like, did some of them work at the same resort or cruise ship, or did they go on vacation at the same time? Or were they found on the same, or like relatively near the same beach? There's something connecting them that has to do with this, I believe. And blackmail paid off in reverse. Were they both blackmailed? Or did they both blackmail others? Like, okay. Show me more about the blackmail paid off in reverse. What exactly is this card representing? Who will carry the burden? The Ten of Wands. A heavy burden. Oh. I'm wondering if somebody was in such dire need for money that they cooked up a plan to blackmail someone and it backfired. The Supplier card if you can see, has a map, right? And then these lines connecting points on the map. And the blackmail card is very similar. You know? So perhaps this person was part of the organized crime thing, got themselves in a pickle, needed money and needed it quickly, so they decided to blackmail a supplier or somebody else, and that backfired. So again, that would, in my opinion, be related to the cartel stuff. Okay. All right, next, the witness. What external... What was that other one? Two of Wands. Okay, I'm shuffling it. It would be very interesting if the Devil card came out again. All right. What external perspective, insight, or overlooked testimony offers clarity and shifts the direction of the investigation? Okay. Okay. External perspective, insight, or overlooked testimony offers clarity. So, overlooked testimony I'm wondering if there's somebody that survived. Because the Nine of Wands is about perseverance and survival. You know, you've overcome a lot. You're almost at the verge of collapse, but you persevere and you get over the other side. The Seven of Pentacles is, you know, like, you spend time, you know, like nurturing a plant before you get fruit from it, right? So the Seven of Pentacles is that growing process. You doing small little things for, you know, abundance at the end of it. And the Five of Cups is like, it's grief, it's depression, I'm wondering if somebody survived something around that area of the bayou and went to the police, and because they didn't have much evidence, the police couldn't do anything, or they didn't believe them. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the Three of Cups in reverse. And we have the Queen of Cups upright. A lot of female energy here. And there was a few female victims. Or decedents. And I say that because there's no proof, again, that there is anything like a killer officially. Okay, so this to me is a smart girl that was out with her friends and they got separated or said goodnight. This is a girl that's smart and independent, not a naive person, but one that is extremely compassionate and empathetic and loving. What I feel here with this bottom row is somebody tricked this woman, making them look vulnerable and that they needed help. And so her being the kind, empathetic person she was, I don't know, maybe she was the one that survived. But for some reason, I feel that this top row and this bottom row are separate. Let's get some whispers about this. Give me a few whispers for the top row. PSYOP. Psychological operation. Home safety. Unavoidable. Home safety. Why is that card here? Give me a card that explains the PSYOP. Low vibrational. Okay. I don't understand this at all. I don't understand this at all. Like, I don't. So I'm not going to try. I'm just going to come down here. All right. Show me some more specifics about the bottom row. Perversion. Partner accomplice in reverse. So done by one person. This is somebody who sees themselves above their victim. Propaganda, fake news in reverse would be real news. So this female victim, there would be evidence of her being sexually assaulted. But depending on the state in which she was found, they may not be able to actually determine whether that happened or not scientifically. Friend. Marriage, wedding ceremony. I'm wondering if she was coming home from like a bachelorette party and then she went missing from there. Okay. Yeah, this is a big one because, like I said, there's different people working and using the same area, it feels like. All right, last question. The final conclusion, resolution, or necessary action to uncover the truth and bring closure. The final conclusion. King of Cups. King of Pentacles again. Okay. Organized crime. SK. Both male. Both very different motives, but the same ending. All right. So I'm going to put them out like this. And we're going to get a couple cards for the King of Pentacles. And we're going to get a couple cards for the King of Cups. Eight of Wands. You know, there's been a lot of Wands energy in this, which is the element of fire. Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is insecure about something. Insecure about losing his money. The Eight of Wands is about a change, and it's threatening this King of Pentacles' livelihood, it feels. And then as soon as I said that, in my head I got rule with an iron fist. So it's like, let's say his cartel or his gang, whatever, is experiencing some pressure from another one. His motivation would be, gotta rule with an iron fist to show that I'm not weak. Three of Swords. And so, you know, this card is representing what he's dishing out to people. Pain, sorrow, anguish, heartbreak to the family members, fear. Okay, give me a couple cards for the King of Cups. Ace of Cups. Knight of Cups. Interesting. This would be how he would get his victims. Making people feel comfortable. And Six of Pentacles, charity, helping. The Ace of Cups is pointing to, you know, like, what triggers him to do this. And it's wanting to feel something. Wanting to feel in control again. So he embodies the knight in shining armor to help people. But this is what ends up happening. Let's get some whispers for this. Give me a few whispers for the King of Pentacles. Plot twist. This keeps coming up. This King of Pentacles, I think, is somebody respected in the community. Someone that nobody would ever expect to be involved in organized crime or cartel business. Kidnapped, enhanced, hide. And cartels do kidnap people. They're big on that. And there's science experiment. DNA. Are they experimenting with different ways to dispose of bodies? Or get rid of evidence? Interesting. Okay, give me a few whispers for the King of Cups. New World Order. Mayo. Collapse. Like I said, once his life once his life started to fall apart, he started, I guess he had nothing left to lose. Top secret. Interesting. False. I don't know what this means. I'm wondering if top secret is false, as in there's more people that know about what's happening than, but I'm not sure. I don't understand that. And then this card just fell out again. Hi, baby. How's my boy? Yeah? Okay. He wants to play. I gotta go. All right. So, I mean, the only thing we can do is hope that some more information gets released and see if it matches up with his reading. Other than that, that is the end of the reading for today. And if anybody wants to see anything specific, put your recommendations down in the comment section. If you are enjoying my content and you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. It's free and it really helps me a lot. Other than that, I wish you all the best for today, and I will see you very shortly with another video.